Hey, if you love reading books, you've come across the right channel. Listen, I love books, and I'm going to share in this video, I'm going to share with you three things that I love about books. And I love books so much that I've dedicated this whole channel to sharing with you the many books that have impacted my life. And so, listen, it's not going to hold me, I'm not going to hold you that long. Uh, the first thing I want to tell you about that I love about books, and I know you love books too, and I want you to leave comments or whatever about the books you love, different kind of books. I am a Christian, and so a lot of books I read have are Christian related. But however, I do read books that have nothing to do with that as well. For example, books on marketing, books on sales. Uh, but first thing I want to talk to you about is me loving books, why I love books, or how I love books. And I know that you love books too. That's why you're here. Listen, I love reading books. Reading books to me is one of the most important things that you need to do. It's one of the most impactful things that you need to do. Because right now, to this day, all of the things that I've accomplished, and I'm not saying I accomplished a whole lot of things, but I do have some major accomplishments in my life. And every major accomplishment that I can share with you, I can show you how it links down to a book. Books have helped my life. Books have changed my life. Books have saved my life. And one of the biggest secrets, which is really not a secret at all, one of the biggest blessings to me and my accomplishments is finding something, a book that's going to help me. See, I look at books as recipes. And when I say books, I'm not talking about fiction books. And I know a lot of people like fiction books as well, but I'm mainly talking about books that's going to teach you something, a how-to book, a self-improvement book, a informational book, a knowledge-based book. And I look at those books as recipes. I walked into a large bookstore with a friend one time, and he looked around and he said, "Wow, look at all of these books." And I looked around and said, "Wow, look at all of these recipes." Because books to me are recipes. Anything and everything that you want to learn how to do is written in a book. Now, however, I do have a hunger for learning. It's really about learning because I do more than just read books. I watch videos, I go sign up for a course, I have mentors. There's other ways of learning. You can listen to audiobooks. There's all types of ways of learning. And but reading books is one of the best ones. Reading books have helped my life. As a matter of fact, you see some of the books behind me. Those are just some of the books. That's because that's only the bookshelf I have. I need to get some more. I'm gonna put some more bookshelves in here. I also have a Kindle app that have hundreds of books on there, so I read ebooks as well. Listen, I have an appetite for learning. Listen, you need to develop a hunger for learning. The secret to all of my accomplishments, the key to all of my accomplishments, my progress, is not my luck, my skill, or my talent. The key is my hunger for knowledge. And that's it in a nutshell. You need to develop a hunger for knowledge. Because if not, you can know that you need to read books, but you won't read it because you have no desire. Or I get to it, you keep putting it off. No, you need to develop a hunger for learning. And that's why I love reading books because it's so informational. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I get overwhelmed with reading books because I crack a book open and before I finish reading that one, I don't open up two or three more because there's so much information and I do it according to what I want to learn too. So I might be reading a book, trying to get my mic straight here. I read. I might start reading a book, but then it's something else I want to learn real quick. Oh, this is information on marketing, or this is information on storytelling. This is information on health. If I so I have many books open at one time, but it's not that you have to read one book and then go to the next book. Do it at your leisure. Do it however that's going to help you learn. That's what it's about. Learning what you need at the time. And books, if you do this, if you apply learning books, If you dedicate to reading at least 10 pages a day, or if it ain't 10 pages, do 5. Do whatever you can. Long as you make a habit of reading books every day, I think it's going to be a blessing. I think it's going to be impactful. I think it's going to be a change. And that's what's helped me since I started reading books. Listen, I didn't grow up reading books. When I was in high school, I didn't like to read at all. I mean, I read when I had to for an assignment or for schoolwork or reading a textbook, but on my own, I never read. It wasn't until I got received Christ and I had this hunger for knowledge and I wanted to learn who I was in Christ. So I started with reading the Bible. That's how I started, reading the Bible. And then I was like, I went from there to like, okay, I want to learn more about the Bible. So I started reading books that people wrote about the Bible, started reading books that helped me grow in that. And then that just branched off into different other things. And speaking of books, listen, I want to give you a free gift. Let me pull it up here right quick. I have a free gift that I want to give to you. As soon as I can pull it up. Hold up, I wasn't. I wasn't prepared, but I'm pulling it up now. Hold up, there you go. There's a book called "You Can't Quit Now." If you'd like a copy of this book for free, just go to whateverdevil.com or look in the description of this video. This book is going to help you to accomplish things that you want to accomplish. It's going to help you to overcome things that you need to overcome. It's the number one book on consistency. So just go to whateverdevil.com or look in the description of this video, which leads to number two. The second thing I love about books, I love writing books. I love writing books. That's just one of the 5 books that I have. That's a book that I give to you for free, but I also have 4 books that I do sell. And as a matter of fact, that's all 4 of them at the top part up here. I love writing books too. That's why my shirt says, I write books that change lives. That's the reason I write books. I write books because I'm called to be a teacher. God has called me to teach, and I've been a mentor to many. I've changed many hundreds, thousands of people's lives by God giving me the resource and the teaching and the anointing to write books. And as a matter of fact, here's another closer up look of the books that I wrote. And I won't go into detail about all of these. I actually have a separate video. I'll put it up here or link it in the description of this video that explain all 5 of my books. But most definitely, thousands of lives have been changed and transformed by me writing books. I love writing books. And my goal, my desire is to be a full-time author. Right now, I work 2 jobs. I work a job and a part-time job because I got to do what I got to do until I can be able to do that. But one day, my dream will come true because listen, I wrote 5 books working 2 jobs. Imagine what I could do if I could write full time. Just think about that. Imagine how much more I can put out into the world if I could write full time. But right now I have to work a job. And I've prayed about it. I prayed to God and I asked God to, to put me in a position where I could have enough income to be a full-time author. And God asked me, he said, well, why aren't you a full-time author? I said, well, I gotta work. Right? He said, why you gotta work? I said, I gotta pay bills. I mean, I gotta go to work and I gotta exchange my time for money. And during that time that I'm using the exchange for money, I can't use that towards my vision. I got to use that for somebody else's vision, and to pay the bill. He said, "Well, if you want to be a full-time author," he said, "well, build something that's going to pay your bills." That's a nugget for somebody out there because you may be having a similar vision, you may be having a similar situation, but that's what he told me. He said, "Well, you need to build something that's going to pay your bills. That'll free you up the time to write the books." So that's what I'm working on now. Now, what that's going to be, I have no idea. I'm not sure it's going to be another separate business. Maybe the books will take off, or maybe it come through royalty. I don't know. Maybe it come through real estate. I have no idea at this point at the time of this video. However, I do know I need to build something that's going to pay the bills, and that'll give me the free time to leave a legacy by writing these life changing books because these books are life changing. All right, let me get to the third thing I love about books, and that is I love sharing books. I love sharing books. And that's what this channel is for. That's the reason this channel was created, because I've read hundreds of books. And a lot of those books, like I said, have changed my life. They saved my life. And so I dedicated this whole channel to sharing with you these many books. So a lot of the videos I have on this channel are book reviews. Some of them are nuggets I've shared from books because, like I said, I teach. So if you're watching this, consider subscribing to this channel. But listen, don't just hit the subscribe button, go a step further. Hit that notification bell, and that way you'll be notified when I put out more videos. Listen, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this video. And listen, like I told you before, I wrote 4 books. And so if you want to know more about those books, I have a video explaining all 4, well, plus the 5th book, all 5 of my books. And I'll put it right here in this video, and you just click right there, and I'll see you in that video. Listen, I love you. Stay up, stay blessed, and always remember that the word is your life.